people are afraid of incredibly big problems that can crush them, right? I mean, look at Chicken Little, right? She was quite afraid that the sky was falling, and what are you going to do about that? But run around like a chicken with your head cut off, right? There's a mixed metaphor for you. And I get that. Like, it is very scary thinking about catastrophe coming on, right? And then in light of not having any idea what you could do to stop it from coming, right? And yet you care about your kids, you care about your grandkids, you don't want them to have this catastrophe come. And so what else can you do but shut down and say, it's too big for me to worry about it? And I get that, and it doesn't have to be, right? A lot of times there's an analogy made between CO2, global warming, and in this debate about carbon dioxide, and acid rain, and or with the ozone hole. That maybe is an even better one, where people knew if I just stop using this aerosol spray can, I'm not gonna put chlorofluorocarbons into the atmosphere, and that will help the ozone hole. And indeed, that's worked, right? As we go away from things that have chlorine-containing compounds, the ozone hole is actually getting better. And it's a great example. Another one would be the Clean Air Act and leaded gasoline. So you can go, this is one of the things that I do quite directly in my field, right? You look at the record of corals growing in Bermuda over the last 150 years and measure the lead content in their skeletons. And in the pre-industrial era, it's very flat and low level. And then it starts to come up as industrialization happens. You can see all sorts of inflection points. You can see World War II. You can see the American rebound from World War II, and lead starts shooting up. And in 1972, in passage of the Clean Air Act and eliminating of leaded gasoline, which was related to being able to not clog catalytic converters, right? It wasn't just directly the lead. The coral record turns around and starts to drop precipitously. I mean, it's really one of these amazing examples of direct action matters for the global environment. The big problem with CO2 is that Bermuda is kind of local to the U.S., right? The ozone hole and the aerosol cans, right, could be seen of local to a single industry. Acid rain could be seen as a problem of power plants in the Midwest affecting the Adirondacks in New York. CO2 is global. And there's no getting around that. And it's harder to get your head around on how to act with something that it matters what's going on in India, it matters what's going on in China, and it matters what's going on in the US. It becomes much harder to be a local actor in that, and that makes it fearful and not knowing what to do. That's a powerful combination, a catastrophe and powerlessness. Of course people are going to reject that.